Okay, hello YouTube. I am back. I don't know for how long, but I wanted to clear up a lot of the misinformation and disinformation that has been going around on the internet. Some folks have outright accused me of lying. I'm not going to say names because I'm not going to promote their YouTube channels. One of the lies that has been told that I lied about that the warrant was for me or not. And the warrant was not for me. The warrant was for my person. The person is created by your birth certificate, and it creates a corporate entity that's named after you. This is something that most of the people in the sovereign, well, everybody in the sovereign movement knows about, and it's what brings you into contract law. Now, what you don't understand is as soon as you walk into the courtroom, roughly 5 minutes after, you've waived your constitutional rights and you don't even know about it, because corporations, other than the right of free speech, which for some reason the Supreme Court just gave corporations free speech, they don't have any other rights. So when the judge says, "Are you appearing in, so and so's appearing in person?" you then don't object to that, and that's called consent by acquiescence. If it's added to the record and you're not objecting to that, then you are consenting to it. One of the things that you'll find out is that the court speaks a different language, and it sounds just like American English, but it is not. It is legalese. And in legalese, a lot of the words that you think that you know the definitions of, they have different definitions, and this is for a very specific purpose. The purpose is obviously to make money, and it doesn't take a brain surgeon to know, if you're even just got your foot in the door with this freedom movement, you know that the mainstream media is by and large lying to us, and I call it the lamestream media. For my and I have firsthand knowledge of this now, because when I was arrested, there was a full-page spread in the local newspaper here about what a bad guy I was, and they said stuff about me threatening the utility companies with that I would kill them if they came on my property. But I believe they got that from the notice that was on my fence, that enemies you're risking your life, and friends disregard this notice. So maybe they just thought that they were enemies. I think what started this whole thing was the electric company. I guess one of the people from the electric company were afraid of me because I assert my right, my open carry right. Well, it's an open carry privilege in the state of Wisconsin. They actually have a statute that allows you to open carry. You have a guaranteed right to bear arms in this country, and the Second Amendment states that a well-regulated militia being necessary to the security of a free state, the right of the people to bear arms shall not be infringed, period. Now that means that all of these gun laws are completely unconstitutional, and just recently the Supreme Court, stunningly by a 5-4 decision, declared all gun bans unconstitutional. That goes a little ways to getting back to our rights. However, still, people that are on restraining orders, that sort of thing, the folks that are getting out of jail and they're then on probation, they don't have their Second Amendment rights unless they somehow assert them through the sovereign process. That is something that they have to deal with. Now, when they're in, behind the quote-unquote safety of the jail system, then that's one thing. But once they're back out in society and there's criminals out there that have guns, then it's immoral to not allow them to bear arms in order to defend themselves from other people that might have a gun. The everything that happened as a result of that smashing my window out, there's been allegations that I had planned that I had my camera ready, and those of you that know me know that I always have my camera ready because you know, I'm a responsible independent journalist who's always ready to get the story or ask questions, and I had my camera out. Now, before that video that you saw, and if you haven't seen it, you know, check out youtube.com/user/anti-brainwash. The featured video is the last 5 minutes of over an hour of a harassment where I had gotten home that day, and basically I asked the officers, I said, hey, what's going on? They had my house staked out, and I said, because the electric company called them, basically they said, we need to talk to you, can you step out of the vehicle? And since I know my rights, I know that I don't have to do anything these officers tell me or ask me to do unless they have some sort of a warrant. And I responded that I don't want to step out. And they said, well, we can't talk to you, like that. So at that point then I went around the block a few times, and I didn't know what to do, and then finally I settled on that I was going to park down the end of the street and film these guys in front of my house for about a half an hour. Then I got braver, and I pulled down to the right across the street from my house, and I was sitting there and filming them for another 15 minutes, and these guys were literally 15 minutes away from me, and they didn't think that, you know, they didn't come after me or anything like that, I guess because I had my camera out. So anyway, at that point I rolled up to them again, and I said, what's going on? Is there some point, can I go in my house? And they're like, we need to talk to you and step out of the vehicle. And I'm like, I don't want to step out of this, you know. And they did it again, you know, well, we can't talk to you. So the reports about me fleeing after they, you know, stopped me at that point are totally untrue. They stopped me after I had left from that location, went around the block, I got pulled over. I did pull over, and that was the time when these guys were screaming and yelling at me. They didn't say a name, they didn't say my name, and they didn't produce a warrant signed by a judge, which is your right. You have a right to have a warrant signed by a judge before they can even lay a finger on you. And that's what our founders set up to protect people from unduly losing their liberty by an encroaching government. Now, other folks want to say that, well, the cops have a right to protect themselves by taking you into custody before telling you why they want you. And number one, that's not the case. If you don't want to protect the people's rights, if you're more worried about your rights to protect yourself, then you shouldn't be a cop, because you take an oath to defend the Constitution, and in that the Bill of Rights, and that is the people's rights. So if you don't want to take that risk of protecting the people's rights, then please just don't be a cop. The other thing is that the miscommunications where Tim Turner is sending me an email to basically, you know, if I don't stop asking questions, you know, he's going to have the local authorities take care of me, and that's a direct quote. And those of us that know about the Restore America plan and how that all works, and in Tim's position of power, I don't know. Did he have some pull with the local authorities or their higher ups to make this sort of a thing happen, to kind of shut me up? Now, I believe that Tim Turner has pretty much subverted the whole process with this Restore America plan, and he was mute on helping me because I had simply asked him some questions about whether you can remove a juror by majority vote of the grand jury or by simply an email. And he stated on his live radio show, that was episode 41, America Can Be Free, on I believe it's Blog Talk, this is halfway through the program, that that you need a majority vote of the grand jury to remove someone. And when I confronted him about being removed by an email, things got a little nasty between us. So that's it for this 10 minutes, and I'll upload something else with a little bit more of an update.